Because I'm like, oh, now I see the play for Taylor Swift. They're really trying to get Gen Z right now. That's what I'm gathering from all of this.
Well, yeah, because there's this generation of young parents who think that football is so dangerous.
Yeah.
So numbers have dwindled across the United, and the NFL sees that.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL sees these and granted, I don't know how much they see these feeder, Pop Warner type, youth football league type things. But once you get into middle school and certainly in high school,
yeah,
the NFL knows how many players are participating, United States wide on average.
Yeah.
They definitely look at those numbers.
Yeah. Agree.
Because they're gonna fund some kind of recruitment program, NFL Play 360 or NFL Play 60, right? Like that was something huge. That was something huge that the NFL put on to try to get my generation of kids to play football.
What, the Play 60 thing, was that the push for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny because low key, like, I love football obviously, but like they were like hiding behind the idea of exercise and like get out and work out and shit like that. In reality, it's like, nah, this is just a fucking marketing scheme to get more kids to play.
Small recruitment to get your ass here.
Come play football. Come get CTE.
No. Why do you think they started it out with flag football? NFL Play 60 is all about flag football. To get you introduced to football, to get you introduced to the mechanics, so there's no contact. So now that my third and fourth grader, I'm in love with football. I'm outside, I'm getting exercise, hand-eye coordination's getting there.
Yeah.
That way, by the time middle school rolls around in most locations, unfortunately not in my area, middle school rolls around and they're like, oh, we have 60 kids trying out instead of how do we field a team with 20 players? So that's why
everybody
they
playing both ways.
Football.
It makes sense. I personally, when I was in middle school, I jumped straight to playing like pads and stuff. I never played flag, but I do think personally, I didn't really watch much of the Pro Bowl. But I was excited about the idea of the flag football games if people were going to take it serious. But it sounded like they didn't really
seem like they're taking it serious.
No, it doesn't sound like it to me either. I don't know. Like if maybe in the when there's gold medals on the line, that'll be a different story because maybe just like athletes, it'll just kick in for them to start to like, okay, yeah, I want this gold medal.
You're talking about when they're bringing it to the Olympics?
The Olympics might be a little more exciting, but I think the flag football game itself could be interesting. I mean, 7-on-7 is gigantic in the summer for high school kids.
Here's what the flag football needs to be. If they're going to do it like they used to do it old school, if they want to make the Pro Bowl relevant again, they don't necessarily have to go back to tackle football. Yeah, that would be nice, but you see all these players opting out because they're getting these big contracts. They don't want to get hurt, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Go out there, play some flag football. But make it worth home field advantage or something for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
AFC, NFC, right? Like who's home field? Depends on who wins the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it used to mean something, right?
Yeah, make it mean something.
And I think
because you can't really affect draft picks or anything like that because the lottery really doesn't matter. Your compensatory picks at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if AFC, NFC, it goes by what team has the compensatory pick that round.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can think about, how does it make it mean something, is home field advantage.
Someone said put money on the line. Someone said put cheese on it because like
there is a little bit of money on the line.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is there? Because is it easy? Because I guess they used to get big payouts back in.
There used to be. Used to get like back in the early 2000s, late 1990s. It was like you got selected to the Pro Bowl. That was a $50,000 bonus.
Yeah, I don't think it's as good anymore. I don't think there's anything for it. Like especially, I think there should be something for the win too. Like the team that
take it back to Hawaii, bro. Like
that was fun. That was the good.
Put them back on an airplane. Let them go to Hawaii. You know, a lot of these players might have grown up in Florida. They don't want to go back there. They want to go travel a little bit, make it worth something.
Those were interesting times. Those were fun times. I remember those Pro Bowls were the good Pro Bowls. But I don't know if they're coming. They're never coming back to that because they don't. The league has moved so far away from that. Like they just want player safety, and they don't want anyone to get hurt. So they're gonna go away from that, I think. But they may come back to something different, something they definitely want people to watch it, and no one gives a crap right now. Like honestly, like if they don't figure out something that's gonna die, it's not even gonna be a thing anymore.
And it's so close to that right now. because some of the skills challenges are kind of cool, kind of fun to watch. But
Yeah.
look at like the passing competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
The highest score was 27 points, and it looked like a lot of those targets were like 30 yards out there. These quarterbacks should be hitting those targets money, and they're not.
Yeah. But
I mean, you got quarterbacks going out there throwing what, 8 points, 12 points? Like, are you trying?
Yeah, I didn't even
At least put on a show for the fans that are paying all this money to be there.
Dan Orlovsky smoked everybody.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky smokes everybody. Hasn't thrown a football, I think they said, in like 2.5 years.
That's funny, bro. They didn't give a fuck.
Straight off the broadcast. Yeah, straight off the broadcast couch.
Bro, they didn't give a fuck, bro. That's crazy. They didn't care. Man.
I mean, the dodgeball has always been cool, but even that's kind of gotten not as fun to watch.
Yeah.
I like how they're introducing the more kicking competitions because kickers need love too.
Yeah. Okay, for sure. I fuck with that.
So when they started doing the tic-tac-toe, I think that's great. I think they should have maybe like long distance field goal competition. Who's kicking a 70-yarder?
Yeah.
Who's kicking it, that would be fun to watch. They definitely need to bring back the long distance. Does Josh Allen show up because he knows he can bomb at 78 yards?
Wait, did he not even come this year? Did Josh
Allen
even
show up?
What a Chad! What a fucking Chad! He said. Josh is a G for that, bro.
He's like, gotta start training.
That's funny, bro. That's my guy for that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
here's a rule I think they need to implement, and I don't know if they'll ever talk about it or bring it up, or and I think you and I've talked about this a little bit in the past because they're trying to take away kickoffs.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
So Travis Kelce is a huge advocate for keeping kickoffs because that's an extra minimal, 11 players, right? For kickoff, maybe another 11 players for kick return. You might have some go both ways, but potentially an extra 20 players that aren't normally on a team make a roster because they're a special teams player.
Yeah, and we need, I don't know, they need to stop trying. I feel like they need to removing that removes way too much of the game. And B, expand rosters. Like if you truly are worried about players getting hurt, expand the rosters. Like let there be
75.
Yeah, even just move
60?
it. 65. You know what I'm saying?
Because 53 is roster limit now.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, man. Because
add another 7 players.
Yeah, there's so much.
60. You added a game.
You adding games and you're not adding any fucking players. You're not adding.
And look. Okay, so you add a game, and I'm all for more games, more watching my players. But what happened in week 18 if you had already made the playoffs?
Yeah,
not one starter.
Yeah, it don't matter. They're trying to make.
Why am I gonna pay full price for a ticket to go watch backups play?
Yeah,
I don't care.
And they're trying to
sit me at home in front of my 75-inch screen TV.
Yeah, they're trying to make it more and more worth it too. They're trying to make it more parity. They added another game to the fucking schedule, and then they take away another game of being at home. So it just more and more people are fighting for one seed. So they're still trying to make it more and more competitive.
Here's what kickoffs are now. Oh, I'm on the 8-yard line. I don't want to return it.
Yeah.
Fair catch. 25-yard line. Like, are you kidding me?
I know, because I missed that part of football.
What you need to do is, hey, Butker, hey, Justin Tucker, hey, Koo, kick it through the upright and we'll give your team a point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give your team 2 points. You kick it through the upright.
Nah, they ain't got the leg for that. You crazy. Let's see though. What is Goodell?
You don't think that these kickers can kick it through the upright on a kickoff? Are you outside of your mind?
Maybe,
I've seen them do it.
Maybe Justin Tucker.
I've seen Butker kick it through the upright. I've seen Tucker kick it through the upright. Imagine kicking it in Mile High Stadium. You're going to boot it through the upright every damn time. Talk about home field advantage.
Yeah, Mile High is crazy.
Like, you make special teams worth something.
Mm-hmm. No,
and that could be game changing.
No, I don't want special teams going anywhere. I don't want special teams to go anywhere. That's for sure. I don't know, man. They're gonna keep pushing for this player safety because it definitely is. I will say though, for sure, Gen Z girls, even guys for that matter, especially Michigan, places like that are a little they're not as warm to football. Like that's a big thing now. They're like, no, I don't want my kids to play football, and the husbands are kind of agreeing. I'll be honest, like even part of me is like, I don't know yet. Because I just, you hear the research. You're like, I love football. Don't get me wrong. I want people to play football, but you're like, I don't know if I want my kid to play football, though. That's kind of hard to say. So it's a tough one.
I'm mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
Both of my boys played football.
Yeah.
My oldest boy got not a lot of injuries. He got significant injuries that stopped him from playing.
Mm-hmm.
When he first started, he broke his thumb.
Mm-hmm.
When he learned how to tackle, he jammed it somehow, some way. So he broke his thumb, and then he did a radius ulna fracture, 92% break, required 3 surgeries, and then pulled a groin muscle where he almost had to have surgery on. Like he was just my kid that got hurt for stupid things.
Yeah.
My middle son played all the way through senior year.
Damn.
Not one concussion. And my son was smaller. So my son is probably 5'7". No, he's tall now. He's like 5'9" now this year. But he only weighs $140.
Tough though.
So tough, but boy, he got smacked around a lot out there too. He got bullied.
Yeah.
Like he was small for a high schooler for sure. No long-term effects from that. I can guarantee he won't have long-term effects from it. But I mean, I'm talking to the boys. They want to go out and play flag football with me in a rec league. So that's what we're going to end up doing. I will preach football till the day that I die. I'm a hardcore coach. I start with kids when they're that young, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. If you teach them how to tackle right, you teach technique. If you're not, I consider myself more of an old school coach, but to the point where you're not driving into them, you have to hit them as hard as you can every single time.
Mm-hmm.
No, hit them hard, wrap them up, take them to the ground. Not that hard.
Well, I mean, I do agree that like part of the problem with football is that we just learned bad tackling. It's also what people kind of want to see. They kind of want to see safeties throw their body around, kind of want to see the corner just like throw a shoulder.
1000%.
So you get a lot of that. And that's what the young guys see, man. They just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like fly around. I'm Earl Thomas. They're just throwing their head in, they're throwing their shoulder in there, and yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough because I don't really know for sure that I can't say for 100% that like I feel super good about like putting my kid out there right now. I'm like, I love football.
I'll just leave it at this, right? Like, look at the statistics of concussions from football, lacrosse, hockey, and soccer, and see which one has the highest and which one has the lowest concussion rate. I can guarantee you football's not number 1. Soccer is.
I thought soccer had some issues. I guess maybe that's they don't wear any headgear at all, which makes some sense.
Head-to-head collisions, foot-to-head collisions, and head-to-ground collisions.
I don't know how much I buy though, because there's a lot of it. I heard a lot. I don't know. I haven't looked at the research, but I heard a lot that a lot of the reason why we have what we have in football right now is because of the pads. Like if they went back to the like old school helmets, and that there would be a lot.
Not old school helmets, old school pads. With new school helmets, their pads are so small nowadays. It's like they're not wearing pads.
So I don't know.
We were required knee pads, thigh pads, hip pads, butt pad. We were required to wear all this stuff, right?
I'm not even sure they're talking about that. I think they're talking like 60s NFL.
Bro, no, like when I played, I had the big shoulder pads. I had a neck roll on so that my neck wouldn't go too far back. I look like Bill Romanowski out there. Like that's how
Romanowski
I wanted to make myself look like I was intimidating, whether I was or not. Like that's a whole nother story. But no, I think the technology in the helmets nowadays is way safer than it's ever been. But they need to go back to pads that absorb more of a hit than these things do.
Let me see, bro. NFL leather helmets. Oh wait, hold on. 19. This is what I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about. This is the shit. Hold on.
You want to go back to that for what though? Like
they said no. This is what they're saying. They said that like you start to like all the shit that we've implemented now in the game is what's making it unsafe. Like wait, let's see. Like
go back to this. They're trying to say this is safer than what
these guys are wearing. Yeah, less issue. I mean less issues. You can't just throw your body in there all crazy willy nilly when you actually can like all right, I'm gonna tear something, or I'm gonna look. Just they just you can. I don't know. I don't really know yet. I want to see, like, do they tackle more timidly? I feel like that's what it's gonna be. Like, you're gonna tackle a little more timid, like, but it's gonna be within, like, right there. That was good tackling for him right there, bro. Don't lie. Bro came straight low. He came in trying to wrap
his ankle.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So I don't know for sure if that's really true versus modern helmets. Let's see what the real football helmet concussion testing. Oh, here it is. This is from 7 years ago.
In 2011, a Fox News report cited a Cleveland Clinic study that claimed that old leather football helmets offered similar and in some cases better protection against head injuries than modern helmets. Coming on the heels of research linking concussions to traumatic brain injuries like CTE, the results of this study beg the question, are helmet manufacturers doing enough to protect football players? Or has the game become too violent for the human body? There are an estimated It has been estimated that less than 5% is in motion. Modern helmets accomplish this by employing advanced impact-absorbing cushioning. The Vengeance features Schutt's. The leagues must protect their players if they have any hope of protecting America's favorite pastime. Until next time, I'm Chris Hornung with Antique Football Invincibility. With a well-padded helmet, players are more apt to lead with their head, ignoring the likelihood of high speed 310 pounds, and this might be it. More efficient at reducing the force of impact than its leather counterpart. A player wearing a leather helmet in today's game would have a much higher risk of incurring a concussion while playing. Unfortunately, other evolutionary factors have negated many of the advances in equipment protection. In 1930, the average NFL lineman was 6 feet tall and weighed 225 pounds. Today, he's 6'5", 310 pounds, and at the same time, considerably faster.
Oh, bro, and
the
faster?
The game itself has changed as well. What began as a rugby-style scrum, where most of the action occurred at the line of scrimmage, now features spread offenses, which increase the likelihood of high-speed collisions.
Oh, yeah, you're running way faster when you get hit now.
Finally, as new helmets and padding have been introduced over the past century, players have developed a false sense of security and invincibility. With a well-padded helmet, players are more apt to lead with their head, ignore the basic instinct to protect it in a collision. For many, the game of football has simply grown too violent. According to recent surveys, over 50% of American parents don't want their children playing football.
50%.
To counter this growing sentiment, the NFL and the NCAA have instituted new rules, new concussion guidelines, and funded new research on diagnosing concussions. Will it be enough? Those who love the game certainly hope so. The leagues must protect their players if they have any hope of protecting.
Low key, the NFL about to start like skewing research for real, bro. They're gonna start.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a dirty game. Watch, I guarantee in the next few years, like, oh, it doesn't cause concussions anymore as long as you wear these helmets.
Side note, I just remembered this. Did you see Dartmouth players sued the school?
Dartmouth football players?
Basketball players. They sued the school trying to tell the school that they're employees and they should be paid as such.
Well, the thing is, bro, is like they kind of have a point, bro. Bro, like the NCAA as a whole is about to crumble. Have you been paying attention to some of it? I haven't really been watching it super closely, but they're about to go to court with Tennessee, like as a program. Like the program of Tennessee is going to battle with the NCAA like the institution itself, because essentially, bro, like now that they're getting paid, like the NCAA really has no rights over them. It's like there's like corporation laws that are like that are basically like in question now. Like though they can't just like oversee, you know what I mean? Like it's I don't really know exactly what it is, but for some reason they can't just oversee a company like this. Like they're basically a governing body over over all these different schools, which in reality each school is its own independent thing. Like the NCAA has no like bearing over whether or not what these players make, how these players are paid. Really, like each school to its gets to decide that, from what I'm understanding. So like it could crumbling down. It could be completely different in a year or two. Like I should read into it a little bit more so I can come from a little more educated standpoint. But it sounds like the NCAA could very well be like not a thing. It could just be like not in the way we see it, at least not the way it was now.
So here's the news out of Dartmouth. A regional office of the National Labor Relations Board ruled Monday that Dartmouth College men's basketball players are employees and have rights to unionize. In a 26-page decision, regional director of the NLRB's Northeast region said she reached that conclusion because Dartmouth has the right to control the work performed by the men's varsity basketball team. And because the players perform that work in exchange for compensation, importantly, Sachs said the conclusion that the college players are employees would not create instability in labor relations. Let's see. Dartmouth issued a statement. We believe firmly that unionization is not appropriate in this instance, and we will be seeking a review of that decision from the regional office issued today. The traditions of college sports cannot justify the NCAA's decision to build a massive money-raising enterprise on the backs of student athletes who are not fairly compensated. Nowhere else in America can businesses get away with agreeing not to pay their workers a fair market rate on the theory that their product is defined by not paying their workers a fair market rate.
See,
and under ordinary principles of antitrust laws, it is not evident why college sports should be any different.
There's literally nothing.
Is not above the law. But aren't they paying them by giving them a scholarship to go to college for free?
It's bullshit. It's like you can't that's just that's one incentive of the job. Like, do you get healthcare when you go to a job too? Like, you can't not get paid though. Like, is there any other jobs where like,
but you're paying most of them. Well, I guess athletes is different. I was going to say you're actually paying to go to college, and in essence, they still are.
Yeah, like, what is there a job where you just get traded like pure goods? Like, is there a job
like a barter system, like just a job that barters?
Yeah, where you just get. I don't think that exists in any other way. Like, where you're just like, oh, we'll feed you and we'll house you.
We'll feed you, house you, clothe you, and educate you.
Yeah, all the above. But you have to go and you do this X, Y, and Z.
You have to go to practice. You have to go work out, and you have to go perform in a basketball game.
It's like, yeah, it makes
30, let's just say roughly 5 games a year, 38 games a year.
Yeah.
Max.
And they've been taking advantage of this for years, theoretically, if you think about it. Like, I think you just kind of, this is like, and the Dartmouth players, it makes sense that Dartmouth people would be the fucking school to do it.
Some Ivy League.
That makes so much sense. They say that Tennessee's really sharp, and so like Tennessee might be doing it as well, but I think you got a point here, man. Like, these, what is it? CNN's reporting basketball players at Dartmouth will get a chance to vote on whether to join a union. I don't know if unionizing is the way to go. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of not a big union guy, but hey, whatever. Get paid.
Upon further reading, Dartmouth in turn asserted that the players should not be considered employees because the athletes do not receive athletic scholarships, that the college does not derive a profit from its men's basketball program, and that the college allows them to miss practice in favor of academic bullshit. You miss practice, you ain't playing. You miss practice, you're off the team. There goes your scholarship.
Dartmouth might be a little more flexible with that, because that's like one of the things maybe for Ivy League schools that is a thing. But I bet the majority of players still go and get bullshit degrees that don't fucking require them to have like rigorous, like, I'm sure they're still rigorous, but I'm sure they still get degrees that make it possible where they don't miss a lot. Like, I know, I mean, obviously at the, like, you know, state schools like Ohio State and shit like that, they definitely go and get like, you know, psychology degrees.
So here's why it's slightly different for Dartmouth. It says Dartmouth does not hand out athletic scholarship.
Really?
It says while the players do not receive an athletic scholarship, the NLRB ruling said that they receive quote unquote early read decisions on whether they'll be admitted to Dartmouth, and they receive numerous fringe benefits, including academic support, career development, sports and counseling psychology, sports nutrition, and the like.
Oh, so they really
This decision also talks about the sneakers that they receive for being a player.
Oh my! They said we're gonna get you some sneakers and we're gonna let you know when you get in early, okay? Mm-hmm. You be the first to know you got in, all right? But you ain't getting no fucking paid and you ain't getting a scholarship, all right? Your parents got to pony up. That's crazy, Dartmouth. Ivy League is finessing.
Responding to Dartmouth's argument that the definition of employee could make any student who participates in any extracurricular activity and receives need-basis financial aid an employee, then ruling stated, The record does not suggest that the other extracurricular activities dominate the student's schedule to the extent that the students are encouraged to take classes at particular times and then miss those dutiful scheduled classes due to the activity travel requirement. The record also does not suggest that the hypothetical student journalists, actors, and musicians described by the employer in its brief are recruited and admitted through a special process because of their investigator and artistic skills, nor does the record indicate that these students' journalistic and artistic endeavors require Dartmouth to employ multiple specialized individuals to monitor funds and brand manage. Dartmouth sought in its response to NLRB's ruling on Monday to make that point that the athletes indeed are just like the other students.
That's wild, man. So
More to come on Dartmouth College. I mean,
that's kind of wild, man. I'm gonna keep that.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I gotta kind of follow that one. So Dartmouth is even more worse than we thought. We were saying that even if they were getting an education, at least I felt even if they're getting education, they should probably still get paid. But now it
sounds like they got to pay for their own damn college. They just know, yep, you got in.
So
you'll be able to push the basketball up and down the court.
So like these are probably kids that aren't. I'm guessing these maybe are kids that don't get NIL money already. So maybe that's why they're pushing for like the school should pay us something.
And I bet you most Ivy Leagues don't get a lot of NIL money.
No. Well, they should, because they probably got the fucking best donors in the country. They should have the best donors.
They got the donors, but it's all about players. It's what are you going to get in return?
Yeah, you're not getting a winning basketball team out of Dartmouth, most likely. I mean, unless you did decide to pony up the cash, you could get some guys to come.
But are you? Yeah, I mean, you could eventually.
Theoretically, right?
Theoretically, because then you still have to have those players that are coming past the strenuous college academic, that is Dartmouth or of an Ivy League school.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I think I would throw even Gonzaga University in there as that's probably why it took Mark Few so long to get them to be such a dominant team, is because they were considered kind of the upper echelon private school, Catholic school.
Yeah.
In an unknown league, yes, but this Catholic school, it's private. Now I got to go to a Catholic school. I got to figure out what their requirements are. Do I have to, I'm not religious. Do I now have to go to mass? Their biggest thing for Gonzaga is Gonzaga Law School. Like, am I going to the law school? Am I going to this part of the school?
Yeah.
So it's definitely tough, but look at Gonzaga now. Not this year. This year is not a good year to look at them.
Not so great.
Out of the top 25, they're probably going to miss the tournament for the first time in 13 or 15 seasons.
Bro, what are you thinking about your boys, though, man? I'm like, we got 5 days out, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5 days out.
I am 1,000% sold on my Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
You're still feeling good about it?
I'm still feeling good. I absolutely adore the Niner fans booing every single time a Chiefs player picks up a microphone.
That's cute.
They booed Kelsey. They booed Mahomes. They booed Chris Jones. We don't give a damn.
Yeah.
We like being underdogs.
You embrace that shit, huh?
Patty Mahomes legitimately was like, all right, fine, call me an underdog. I'll go out there and win. I don't think he's lost as an underdog yet. I don't know if that's factual.
Nah.
I would have to look that up, but
not in the playoffs. He hasn't lost as an underdog in the playoffs yet. He's yet to lose as an underdog.
So, I mean,
I ain't going. I got hold on a second.
The Niners, in my opinion, have a better overall offense than the Chiefs do. They have a better wide receiving core in Ayuk and Jennings, but we have playmakers. Rashee Rice is stepping up. For some reason, MVS can catch a ball in the playoffs. Cool. I might wear my signed MVS jersey to watch the Super Bowl. I don't know. We'll see.
Careful.
For real. They're going to end up matching up Snead on Ayuk or Snead on Jennings. It'll probably be on Ayuk. We're probably going to pull up Reed and put him on Christian McCaffrey. Chanel is going to, or Willie Gay is supposed to be back this game. He's not designated with an injury, so he'll spy the quarterback and he'll spy a lot of Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll put Chanel and a second safety potentially covering Kittle. I think they're going to have him dialed in. I don't think it's going to be like the Super Bowl 2 years ago or 3 years ago. First time we met, I don't think we're going to be down by 10 at the half. I think we come out throwing. I think we come out just firing on all cylinders, start feeding the ball to Pacheco. I don't think we're going to be like back in the Tyreek days.
No, it's going to go back and forth. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to go back and forth pretty, I think. I don't think
it's going to come down to who's the first team to make a turnover, and it's going to be least amount of penalties. Is fucking Jawan Taylor going to screw us this game and be offside 70% of the time? Yeah,
he probably will be. He's going to have to go against Nick Bosa, and he's going to get his lunch eaten for sure. But I mean,
I agree.
I think top to bottom, I think the 49ers got a better roster. And like we've been saying that for a while, but I just think everybody, like except for the position that matters the most on the field, and that's where the fucking Chiefs have the edge. And I don't know, but I can't pick against him. And I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, I just need to watch this video for a second, bro, because like this video gives me chills, bro. No,
Christian
bro,
McCaffrey is so much better than Pacheco.
Wait,
so much better.
No, what are you talking about? I'm not talking about the running backs, bro.
No, I know. We're talking about the quarterbacks.
You're saying McCaffrey's that? Oh, nah, fuck that. I don't care about McCaffrey being better than Pacheco. Pacheco's an NPC, bro. That man's a fucking mutant, bro. He literally. That man's he's gonna literally run fucking. He has no quit in him, bro. I'm not worried about him at all, bro. And this clip, I
love how he pops up after every hit.
No, in this clip right here, man.
Football and see what happens.
I'll tell you why.
I appreciate it, Niners Nation. We're here.
He said we're here, boys.
Niners fans, he's calling you out.
We're playing a great 49ers team, but we're gonna go out there and play our best football and see what happens.
Purdy, I don't know, but I think Purdy, like he's trying to stay in there like he's ready for the moment. But in all honesty, I think Purdy is sweat.
You see it? Look at his face, bro. Just on your screen, he looks scared.
That boy's shaking in his boots.
He doesn't know how to absorb this.
He's not ready. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong because I've been wrong about him
that
before.
Kid may have ice in his veins, and he may go out there and throw for 385 and 4. You never know.
But he don't look like he ready for this moment. I think Mahomes
looks scared.
Mahomes is hungry, bro. But yeah, I'm excited.
Teams have been able to stop Chris Jones the last couple of games, so we'll see.
Yeah. So
Pacheco runs like he runs because his brother passed away when in high school when he was playing football.
Yeah, I was listening to Pacheco's story. It's crazy, man.
So now he runs like every run is his very last run, and he's running for his brother. So he wants to make sure that when he hits somebody or somebody hits him, that he pops right up and that he's not phased.
He said, "Pop
because
up."
He says, because if I'm not phased by my brother's death, I'm not phased by your hit.
Damn.
And I was like, that's tough.
Damn. I'm gonna call him Pop Up Pacheco from now on. Pop up.
They call him Pop.
They call him Pop. Pop? That's his name?
Yeah, that's his nickname. Hell yeah, Pop. So
let's see. I want to see that shit. We get up fast as hell. But nah, man, I'm still feeling really good about the Chiefs getting this one done, man. 2-point underdogs, man.
I love it. Back to back. I mean, there hasn't been back-to-back champions since the Patriots did it in 17, 18 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Might have even been longer than like 12, 13. I don't know. I'd have to look.
It's so crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie. They won the last one, and it's like it didn't even register to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that they won it last year because it's just so consistent that they win it, bro. And like
they go to it, not necessarily that they win it, right? Because they won it,
or they're just there, you know.
Won it, right? Yeah. So they're becoming the Patriots, the Patriots were in the early 2000s.
People are like, "Oh, is the dynasty over?" No, we're in the midst of the dynasty, boys. It's right.
They said last year was a rebuilding year, and we rebuilt to the Super Bowl.
No, and they
said we ain't got no receivers this year. We're at the Super Bowl.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. This is like the difference between what makes the great teams the great teams. Because like the thing is like Mahomes really was like, not Mahomes, but Brady was really doing his thing. He had some good teams in there. Don't get me wrong, but like there was a lot of years when he got to the Super Bowl or won that thing or got real close to winning that thing when they didn't have necessarily the best roster. When they beat the Rams in that Super Bowl, they really weren't. They were a good team. They weren't a great team by any stretch of the imagination.
Belichick did some things with that team, though.
Yeah, and they just figured it out. They figured out how to like just win when they weren't supposed to. Fuck, I can't talk.
So the last back-to-back were the Patriots in 03-04.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 years.
Damn, it's been 20 years since that's happened. I think they pull it, bro. I can't root for I cannot root for fucking.
And no football team has ever won the Super Bowl 3 times in a row.
It's tough. As a Bengals fan, this is a hard week for me, bro. Like, but it's not, because I still, like, as much as the Chiefs have become a little mini rivalry, I'll never forget the fact that the reason why we don't have a Super Bowl ring as a franchise is because of the fucking San Francisco 49ers. And we could arguably say that the Kansas City Chiefs might be in the way as of now, but the 49ers directly knocked us out twice, and fuck them.
Fuck them.
I'm excited though, man. I hope.
Yeah, I don't like the Niners either, but yeah.
I'm excited for this week.
And I got people at like my church and stuff rooting against the Chiefs because they're Seahawks fans. So they're like, we're rooting for the people in our division. I'm like, that's what you don't do.
Yeah, and everyone hates. Yeah, no, fuck that. Everyone hates
if
it right
Denver
now.
or the Raiders ever made it to the Super Bowl, you got me messed up. I ain't rooting for them.
Oh, no.
I might bet on them depending on what the numbers say.
Yeah,
but that's it. I ain't rooting for you to win.
Fuck, man. I feel like that was pretty solid, man. What else did we miss, man? Did we miss? I gotta wait. I forgot. I do have to talk about this though. Mike Vrabel, bro. Wait, did you see the fucking story about Mike Vrabel? I guess he's like not getting jobs right now because they say he's too intimidating. Like, there's a legit story out there.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit cracks me up, man. Cause
anonymous NFL GM says Mike Vrabel's physical build may be a reason he's not getting hired.
Yes, and it came from somebody sort of legit. Like, who was it?
It's an anonymous NFL GM.
Oh, but the person who reported it first was like a semi-legit reporter. So it has some smoke to it. Like
Rossini.
Hey, Diana Rossini for sure. That's legit. And it like, hey, if y'all don't want to hire him that so speaks to how soft the NFL has became in a lot of ways. It's so funny, but like,
he's a very large human being and can be very intimidating to people in an organization.
Where are you reading that at?
That's on The Athletic on X, formerly known as Twitter.
That's funny, bro. Hey, we'll take him on a 1-year deal down in fucking over in Ohio, boys. We'll take him. Come and get that defense right, man.
Here's another
payroll. Ryan Day, go get him, boys.
Here's another big one. Eric Bieniemy out in Washington after 1 year.
Wait,
Dan Quinn fires his ass.
What?
Your services are no longer needed.
Yo, he had Sam Howell, a top 5 passer, bro. If they started Jacoby Brissett like I told him to, he'd be fine, bro. I don't know what they were. I could have told you from the jump Sam Howell was a bomb, bro.
Do we go back and get him?
Like, get my boy out there.
Does Kansas City go back after Bieniemy?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. They probably should.
I don't think that they do. I don't have any reason at all as to why they shouldn't or don't, but I just don't. I just have a feeling they don't.
Man.
I don't know why it wouldn't have worked out in Washington with Dan Quinn. I don't know if they had previous history or whatever.
It's just because Washington's just a dog shit organization, and they're fucking destined to be shit forever, bro. Like,
I would take Bieniemy back in Kansas City. He's a great, in my opinion, good to great offensive play caller. Between him and Andy Reid, they do great to excellent play calling.
Yeah. I mean, their offense has suffered this year, and he's been gone this is his first year gone.
This is his first year gone.
His offense has definitely suffered. Like, I'm sure they could. I mean, I'm not saying he's the reason it suffered. I'm sure the receivers have a lot more to do with that.
43 passes we've dropped this season is why we've suffered. But
maybe Bieniemy and another head in that room could definitely figure that out and get that ball rolling again. So I don't know.
I would take him back.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be able to use McCall Hardman again. We'd be able to use Rashee Rice. Maybe throw Kadarius Toney back in there. Although with his rant and raving, I don't think he's going to come back.
No.
I think we release him and take whatever cap hit we have to take.
Yeah, no. I can.
Did you hear he came out and said he can be a number 1 wide receiver if they throw him the ball?
Kadarius Toney? Toney. What the fuck, bro? He's an idiot.
I can be a number 1 wide receiver if they ever threw me the ball. Yeah, of course I dropped a few. Every receiver does.
What does Dan Quinn even have to say for himself? The Washington aspirant. Let's see. The Washington Commanders fired offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy after 1 season with the team. Coach Dan Quinn said during his introductory news conference, Bieniemy was considered a long shot to return, but the move became official when Washington hired Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator. Oh, I didn't realize Quinn was head coach. I actually haven't been paying.
Cliff Kingsbury had officially said he was going to the Las Vegas Raiders, and then backed out when Dan Quinn became the head coach at Washington because he got hired up there.
Well, I think he was. What was he? He was. He's all about the quarterbacks, man. Like he
was offered the job, initially accepted the job.
Yeah, that's
in Vegas, and then goes to Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that looks good for him. I think that hurts his reputation in the league. But Antonio Pierce is a rookie head coach, and I don't think it matters as much as like Dan Quinn. You know, Dan Quinn has a little more pull in the league. He's been around a little while longer, so he's probably fine. And it's Oakland, so no one gives a fuck. I mean, I know it's Vegas now, but it's still the Raiders. And so I don't think I think that's why he probably did it. And then, to be honest, I think Kingsbury's all about his quarterbacks, man. When Kingsbury came to Arizona, he had Josh Rosen. Didn't want him, went out, got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray wasn't what they thought he was going to be. Kyler Murray was good, though. He was good. And then now he's going to do similar thing with, I think, Caleb Williams, who's a very similar quarterback to Caleb Murray, or if you really want, Kyler Murray, I'm sorry, if you really want to get down.
Caleb Williams going to Washington?
I mean, I'm thinking the Bears are not gonna want to deal with the fucking.
Is it because Cliff worked with?
Yeah,
he's Caleb at USC.
Mm-hmm. I think that signals that's where they want to go. I mean, I don't know for sure that's what they'll get, but I think that's where they want to go. And I think if the Bears are smart, they'll stay away from that kid. He sounds like an idiot, if I'm being honest with you. With all of the I want part ownership, and I just get a lot of weird shit out of him all season. Like,
I think that's how you going. All right, first of all, who was it? Troy Aikman that is the one that sat out of it was some quarterback sat out of the NFL draft and was like,
There's been a couple.
You ain't pick, yeah, but I can't remember who the first one was. But anyways,
Aikman might have been first. I know. Elway, John Elway didn't want to go wherever he was going first. He didn't want to go. And maybe he sat, like you said, he sat out somewhere along the lines and decided where he was going to go somewhere else. Maybe play baseball. I'll find out in a second. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I've seen you play. You obviously didn't win the Natty. You weren't even in the conversation. Are you a great quarterback? Yeah, potentially. We don't know what you're like in the NFL.
Exactly.
Patrick Mahomes has proven.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're going to give that man ownership of anything he wants. You know, they're going to drop to their knees and do whatever the man asks them to do. He's proven himself.
Patrick Mahomes doesn't even have part ownership of the Chiefs. That's how.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. But that's the thing. Like,
that's how dumb this kid is. I mean, I'm not saying he's dumb, because it's probably smart to try and push for something like that in the future.
Right. But no team's going to give you part ownership.
Yeah, be smart, bro.
You're outside of your mind.
This is billion-dollar organizations.
That's that CTE talking right there. Like,
bro, bro got hit in the head a lot. That's that famous Marshawn Lynch quote. No, I agree, man. I think he's kind of silly, and I would think the Bears should just pass on that altogether. I mean, and maybe Caleb Williams, maybe it's mutual. Maybe they both don't want to deal with each other, because I know the Bears, you know, I think are they sticking with Eberflus? I think they are, and I think they should stick with Justin Fields. I mean, or get Drake May. I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think Fields has it. He showed a lot of potential towards the end of the season.
He's really close, man. He's really, really close. Give him another receiver, man. You give him, I don't know. If they could it could be Marvin Harrison #1. It could. I don't know, but yeah. I don't want to speculate on that too much. But yeah, I do think, just on the wrap up the Commanders conversation, I think the Commanders are going to try and get him. I think Kingsbury wants, he's big on like going and getting the quarterback that he wants. I think he wants to work with Caleb Williams, and I think overall it'd be a good decision for the Commanders if they could figure out how to make it work for him. But I don't know. I just see that. I think that organization is gonna somehow just destroy that kid and find a way to just set that whole thing on fire again. But we'll see.
Here's big news. I don't know how recent this is, but no injury designation for anybody on the Niners or the Chiefs, according to NFL.com.
They're all healthy?
But that doesn't make sense, because Joe Thuney is probably not going to play. Let's see if I can find it now.
Cool, man. It's almost 8. Hell yeah, we got a good, like, bro. That's nice, bro. We got a solid hour in. Let's play some. I'm about to get. We can keep talking, but I'm gonna turn 8 on, bro. Let's play some games.
Yeah, I'm sitting in lobby.
Oh yeah, let's play some fucking games.
Head
bro.
coach Andrew Reid says it's a long shot. Joe Tooney practices this week. Jarek McKinnon is unlikely.